party ground. And Bubba...
Well, that was absolutely cat. Right. Good evening, and welcome along to Donald's Football Stand. It is Monday night. It's 1 minute past 6, but who gives a fuck? Right. Well, I'm anyway for this week in football. Welcome those who've joined us today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you're doing very, very well indeed on this Monday
Hello,
afternoon.
upside down camera.
Monday evening.
Yeah.
Yep, it's me and the four lads today. Didn't get any word back from Max, so we could have had all six of us on, but Max didn't get back in touch, so hard luck. Anyways, I'll introduce the panel as per usual. Join us in the centre of your screen. Might not be the case for you guys, but on the stream it is. In the top centre of your screen is Mr. Liam Martin.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I knew you'd say that. Up at the top right, in his very interesting background, is Niall. How are you,
No,
man?
he's had that background for a while. Have you not?
I have, and I just have two words. Fuck the EFL.
That's three, actually.
Okay, mate. I'll do it this way. Fuck the EFL and Dazzle.
Great way to start, isn't it? Right. At the bottom left is Garrick, our Brighton fan. Hello. And down the bottom right is Mr. Cambridge United himself. It's Owen Coyle.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good morning. I'm trying to decide where's the best place to put the camera. Ideally on the table would be good. There you go. Let's have a look. Make sure you get your comments in the live chat, by the way. When did Ten Hag being United manager? It was announced on Thursday. Was it Thursday or Friday when it was announced? I think it was Friday.
Slept since then, mate. I can't remember.
So have I, funny enough. Do us a favour, first of all, of course. Drop a like on the stream. That would be marvellous. Yeah, we've got a bit to talk about. Are you guys all right to do Guess Who after?
Yeah.
I did put a message in the chat, but I didn't get any reply. So if we were going to do GeoGuess, I would have needed a reply ages ago. So there you go.
You've seen the message.
Welcome to everyone that's in the live chat. Called Scotty B. So if your name's Scotty B, hello. Following behind as usual. Look, hello, famous man and the boys. What's the dinner tonight? And noodles and bockwurst for dinner, and that was at about 20-2.
Oh, not 3 o'clock this time.
So many boys on tonight. Dazza and the famous gang. It's called a panel, mate. It's Dazza and the panelists. At least he has the on-air sign on. Yes, of course. Liam gives a wave long. Liam gives a wave, sorry. Bye. Oh, sorry. Just doing me dinner, slow replies. That's nice. Get involved in the live chat, by the way, guys, if you haven't already done so. We'll get things straight underway. And as per usual, we'll start by talking about our respective clubs. Well, I'd say a decent point for Borough on Saturday away at Swansea. Team we haven't beaten Swansea away since 2009. Got our first goal in nearly 7 hours of football, only to concede a minute later.
We scored! Oh, we conceded as well.
We scored! Never mind. Literally one of them things. Bayern are the champions of Germany again. Too good. Just too good as usual. 10 in a row. And for United, well, we played... It's a bit of an annoying one, really, for us. Bit of a tough defeat. Because we played well. I thought we played well against Arsenal. I only watched the first half. But I thought we played decent against Arsenal. And the penalty for Saka, I thought, was absolutely farcical. And then, of course, a certain Mr. Bruno Fernandes, who has been cack all season, decided to hit the post with a penalty. Just wasn't our day, was it?
Nah.
There is seriously not. There seriously isn't a United fan complaining about dodgy penalties now, is there? Surely not.
Did
I
you
can't
say
be hearing right.
It's literally. I mean, Mark Aldridge said it was a shoulder march.
Yeah. No. I agree that it wasn't a penalty, but I mean, you've been favoured so many decisions now in my lifetime that
We
I
barely
think
had any
a few dodgy ones are sort of. Well, that makes up for all the times that Fergie was in charge and penalty every minute.
Wasn't born then, mate, so I don't know.
What's that? Are you saying it's karma? It's karma now.
You're not. Liam
Yeah,
was saying I
pretty
wasn't
much.
born. So you're saying wasn't born in 2013.
Oh,
Was 11
yeah.
at that point.
Was, yeah.
Yeah.
What a twat.
Oh, dear God.
So
Anyways,
Liam at the recording of this is 9 years old. Congratulations.
I I'd have been turning 11 at the time that Fergie retired.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, carry on what you were saying. I think it was Owen that was saying something.
Oh, okay. I think the game, to be honest, we played well in the start of the second half, but I mean, again, defensively, just hopeless. Like, no matter what we do going forward, our defense is just going to cancel out anyway. You know, I mean, that for that first goal, those two air kicks, it's just comical. It's just absolutely comical.
I've got it. No, I haven't.
Exactly. Like, how can both backs miss it? Like, you know, but yeah, I think if we score that penalty, it's a different game. But you know, it's one. It's just you can't really rely on that, to be honest. And yeah, it was encouraging for that period of time. But the rest of the game, we weren't good again. I thought Ronaldo did all right. I thought he played quite well, and he got his 100th Premier League goal. So you know, at least that's a bit of a
223 games. I mean,
Would have done even better if he took the 10.
that's not too.
exactly.
I mean, that's pretty decent to have over 100 goals in the Premier League. And I don't know. I don't think there's too many players actually that managed to get over 100 goals in the Prem. I might be wrong, but I can't think of them. I can't think of them. Kieran in the chat. Happy with Ten Hag, but if a major clear-up doesn't happen, he'll face the same fate as all the managers before him. One thing, I mean, I suppose that brings us straight on to Ten Hag. Since we're talking about it, the thing I've been saying to a few people with United is ever since the legend himself, Mr. Sir Alex Ferguson, had retired, apart from probably Jose Mourinho in the 2016-2017 season, we haven't had a manager that's made a massive impact. You know, we always have a manager that makes some sort of impact for the first half of the season. And then for the rest of the season, absolutely terrible. Ten Hag, I think, is one of those managers.
I don't know.
Give us a big impact.
Moisey did. It wasn't a good impact, but you got to say, Moisey had an impact on United for a very long time, and you're still feeling the effects of that impact from right now. I mean, the Ten Hag thing's all wonderful. Great, you've got a manager. That's cute. You haven't had one for a little while, but realistically, if you don't clear out your playing squad, what the hell is he going to do? If you still expect him to win games with Fred McTominay in midfield, with Harry Maguire at centre-back, with Victor Lindelof or God knows who, and then still play Wamba and Tellez and all these players who wouldn't even make it into my Sunday League team, then I'm sorry, he's going to fail and he's going to fall flat on his ass. Like, right now, United's only bit of excitement is Hannibal coming onto a pitch, sticking a foot into a few Liverpool players and nearly getting sent off. I mean, that is currently the highlight of Manchester United's season so far. And, like, everyone's expecting that just one manager is just going to change everything. It's going to make it all wonderful. It's going to sort all of your problems out. I don't know if you've been asleep or under a rock for the last 10 years, but your club is a mess, and most of that starts from the boardroom. By the looks of it, your board aren't even listening to Ralph now, and he's a manager. He's about to go to 6 days a week and do a consultancy, or 6 hours hours a week and do consultancy, and you expect them to listen to him then. That's all I'm going to say. The Glazers have to start listening at some point for you to be successful. And until they do that, you're going to fail.
Yeah, I'm going to add on to that. A similar thing happened when Rangnick came in. A lot of United fans were thinking, he's going to turn everything around and be United's saviour. That hasn't happened. If anything, they probably got worse or stayed the same since then. Looking at the table, 6th in the league, Wolves and West Ham could easily catch up on them. It's not looking good, and I totally agree with what Niall would say. They need a huge clear out. Pogba's going, and the whole thing needs nearly the whole team needs to go and be replaced for any big impact to happen at United.
Well, yeah, we've known
they replaced. I mean, they have to move away. Yeah, but you have to move away from what you've been doing. What you normally do is you go and buy a Di Maria, a Cavani, Ronaldo. You buy really expensive players. You splash a load of money up the wall, and you see very little impact. Now, I'm not saying Cristiano Ronaldo isn't a good player, because that would be complete bullshit. But is Cristiano Ronaldo in that summer really the player that Manchester United needed the most? Absolutely not. I mean, you definitely needed a CDM. So you have to start targeting the right players for a start, and you have to get the right players, get the right profile. How much did Liverpool spend on Thiago? Right, that's a question. And now tell me how much United spent on Fred. Now, who's had the better impact at both of their clubs? Just boil it down to that. United pick up Fred for 50 million. Liverpool pick up Thiago for what? 40 million? Right, and he's made so much more of an impact at Liverpool than Fred has in his entire time at United. And that's what I mean. You've got to get the right players in, the right profile, and spend the right amount of money. That's what you've got to do. You've got to get the right players for a system. You haven't got a system. Ten Hag has got so much shit to sort out. He's got to create a system. He's got to smack a few players in the mouth. He's got to kick a few out the door. He's got to slap some bosses. He's got to tell his boss that they have to start listening. I'd get to a stage where I'd probably ban family members from talking about the players as well. If Harry Maguire's family talks about him anymore, I genuinely will lose all respect for him as not only a human, but as he would be worse than trash. Because it's like, why'd you get your sister to defend you? Defend yourself for a start and do it on the pitch. Very simple. If I was doing shit at my job, I wouldn't want my dad going, but he's trying hard. Absolutely not. I'll be humiliated. But clearly Maguire's also got no self-respect either, but that's something different.
Well, it's true though. I mean, there's ways of putting it, isn't it? But it is true. It's very true. I think a lot of it though. I mean, we don't have particularly great scouts, do we? At the same time, and we don't have a board, as Niall said, that wants to pay any attention. They focus more on the Buccaneers, to be honest with you, than the United. But yeah, it's true. I mean, we splash out loads of money on the likes of Fridge, Fred, Ronaldo's only cost us
50 million.
Yeah,
50 million on Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, Wan-Bissaka.
50 million.
He was 70 million.
Sorry, that's just too funny.
He was 70
That's too
million.
funny. No, he was 50.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. It's all right
What,
having these
Wan-Bissaka?
big names, but if they don't, it's all right having these big names. But if they don't suit the style of play, and clearly none of them suit Wolves' style of play, and I don't even think Wolves has a plan B, to be honest. Neither did Ollie, to be honest. We haven't had a manager that's actually had a plan B. Now, Erik ten Hag is one of those managers who, if something doesn't work, he will change things. He'll give players a kick in the arse. He demands wins. Look at the success he's had with Ajax. And of course, all the haters will go, it's only because it's a bad league. But look at the success he's had at Ajax. Got them to a Champions League semi-final for the very first time in a long while. I think was it the first time in their history? I might be wrong, actually. Yeah, something like that. First time in history.
Probably like the first time since Johan Cruyff was there or something.
Yeah, probably something like that. But they got themselves to a semi-final. He nearly took them to the final, only to get denied by Lucas Moura last minute. But away goals are scrapped now. I mean, if that was nowadays, it'd be going to extra time. And I think Ajax would have actually won it. You know, you look at the team that he had there, really good players. Ziyech, now gone. You know, the Ajax team that was there at the time is a lot different to the one now. But it doesn't matter what players he has in. He finds ways of, you know, being able to motivate and being able to sort of give them the kick of the backside, you know. And he always finds ways of winning. You know, even when times are tough. And I know, you know, there's been tough times recently in the last couple of years, obviously, with the pandemic and all that jazz. But he doesn't let that affect him. He keeps going, and, you know, he's got the success for that reason, because he's been constantly motivating and he's been changing things up when things have been going wrong. He demands wins. That is exactly what Sir Alex Ferguson wanted. Every game, Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't accept anything other than a win. Ten Hag, for me, is similar.
Isn't there that video going round? Isn't there that video that's going round where he's like, you need to shut up? Yeah, but isn't there a video where he's like, I'm going to go at one of his players, like, you need to shut up, you need to listen, you need to just do it, you need to track back or something.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it, on the touchline.
That sounds like something that Bruno Fernandes needs pretty damn quickly, like, genuinely. You need to stop giving the ball away. You need to shut up. No, but you know what I mean? You need discipline. You do need some discipline. And if he can bring just an ounce of discipline to United, you'll be much better for it.
He's the sort of manager that I think we could do with. But at the same time, there's already been plans for a clear out, and we don't know whether this is actually confirmed, but there are plans. Pogba will go. He's apparently played his final minutes for United after coming off 9 minutes in against Kakapul. And that's just what we call them. I mean, Liverpool are one of the best sides in the Premier League, sadly. But he came off 10 minutes in. He'd given up. You know, you foul him once or you go into him once and he gives up. He's got no discipline. He clearly wants to go. Rashford can't be bothered. Wan-Bissaka's playing poorly. Maguire is meant to be the captain. I don't know what sort of captain he is or what leader he is. Probably scout leader, if anything. He's certainly lousy. De Gea, for me, the only players I would probably keep next season, De Gea, the youngsters that we've got in the club as well, some of the youngsters, De Gea, Ronaldo, and probably Sancho. That the midfield is lousy. Right? A lot of that plays in that squad. Or Shaw maybe as well. Obviously, Shaw's been with United for a long time. Tellers showed in that Arsenal game that he's nowhere near good enough for the Premier League. I mean, certainly with the 2 air kicks. Varane, would you probably keep hold of? I mean, I know he hasn't had the best season, but he's not been given enough time, I suppose.
Sorry, I thought he was injured.
Well, yeah, but Varane's been injured for half the time. And then even when he's been back,
injured or something.
Too much time to play either. So
but he's had to play with Harry Maguire. Give him some credit. Like anyone who plays next to Harry Maguire's going to look shy.
If he comes in, can would he be able to attract big players? I think he would. I mean, there's a lot of that probably doubt it.
I feel like there's a lot more players now that like say, "Oh, I don't want to." Like, I think the whole thing of like United as a name can attract players. Like, we can attract like a certain level of players, but if you're not in the Champions League, like if we're not going to be in the Champions League next season, like even like Ragnick said that. So, like there will be players that'll just be like, you know, I would have come to United, but they're not playing Champions League. So.
But by the way, speaking of Champions League,
I just don't get it. Like, you mentioned high-profile players. You mentioned high-profile players. Was Mo Salah a high-profile player when he joined Liverpool? Was Mane a high-profile player when he joined Liverpool? Like, Liverpool built up this team, not of high-class players, not of, you know, a Ronaldo, a Messi, or an Mbappe, or a Haaland. They went and got some really good players that would fit into a system, got a fantastic coach to coach the best out of this team, to get best out of them, and now look at them. Mo Salah is arguably one of the best players in the world. Mane is adapting to the number 9 role better than I've seen some strikers do it. Luis Diaz looks an absolute steal. He's not a high-profile player. They got him for like 50 million, 60 million, something like that. Like, you don't have to get high-profile players just to make yourselves a big club or a good team. You have to get the right profile player in to do that specific job to then progress. Because until you do that, you're just going to get more Harry Kanes, more Harry Maguires, like, and you're just not going to improve. You've got to get the players that suit a system, because you're also going to get less shit with them. As, for an example, if you went and got a Tariq Lamptey instead of a Theo Hernandez, Tariq Lamptey's going to be like, I'm playing for Manchester United. I'm honoured to do that. I'm loving it. Theo Hernandez, he might be like, well, United, I'm a bit bigger than them now. You know, that's just an example. So I don't think high-profile players is actually the player I'll be attracting anyway. I wouldn't want to go down that route. You've done that route, and you've been burnt so many times.
Yeah, I think Niall's got a very good point with that one. I think maybe that is the problem with what United had in the summer, with that they brought in Ronaldo, but it seemed like he didn't fit in with their system, their tactics. Yes, he's maybe done okay this season. He's got his fair share of goals and assists, but it seems like the team aren't they aren't working well together as a team. It just seems a complete mess. And I think with Ten Hag, like you said about how he'll get them working. He's got good success at Ajax. You said that with Rangnick. Like, people said that with Rangnick about how he was so successful at Leipzig, and look how it's happened. It's only going to happen if the business in the summer is good. You need a new centre back, centre mid, probably a winger, maybe even another fullback. That the place needs clearing out and replaced. It's not going to happen unless the team is put together with the right players for the right tactics.
But yeah,
I'd bring through more of the youth as well. I'd look at like James Garner, Hannibal. You say Matic is going, Mata's going. What replace them with Hannibal and James Garner? I mean, Garner's having a fantastic season at Forest. You can't tell me he's no worse than Matic or McTominay. Hannibal, with the right coaching, the right instruction, the right calming down, why can't he replace Mata? What has Mata done this season? So, I mean, yes, there is a big clear out, but if you bring through some of your youth, I mean, there's a few that look like they're on the cuff of getting there, sort of the Garners, the Hannibals. Brandon Williams coming back as well, so that could be quite important in terms of fullback as well, because I don't rate Tellez defensively anyway. And I don't really rate Wan-Bissaka defensively as well, offensively, really. So Brandon Williams could be quite important, but bringing through some of the youth players will be vitally important. Also, uncomfortable conversations about your goalkeeper need to happen.
I will say a lot of people criticised Brandon Williams at United, but I think the problem when he was at United was that Ollie had a tendency of playing him at left back when he is not a left back, he's a right back. And we also saw that as well against Liverpool, right? Against Liverpool, Ralph got everything wrong there. Why on earth would you try playing Delors, who is a right back, at left back, in a back five against a team like Liverpool? Mo Salah had him on toast all game. You've got Alex Tellez, and don't get me wrong, Alex Tellez, for me, is not the brilliant left back. No. Wait. Tellez against Mo Salah.
Are you taking the piss here? That would be carnage.
I would rather play. Oh, what's happened here? I'd rather play a proper left back at left back than try playing a right back at left back. Delors is not a left back.
I wouldn't.
He's a right back. Why would you play him at left back against Salah?
Yeah, but Tellez ain't a left back. Tellez is more of a left winger by looks of it. I mean, his defensive duties are shocking anyway. I mean, he's not a left back either.
He's an attacking.
Well, you say attacking, that his defensive duties are shocking. I mean, I genuinely I see no difference playing Dallo at left back over Alex Tellez because you're getting the same defensive output there.
The Lord's lousy. The Lord's absolutely lousy. I mean, Tellez.
So's Tellez.
Well, Tellez isn't great either, but at least Tellez really does more.
To be fair, Delo nearly scored at the weekend. To his credit,
He was playing at wide back. He wasn't playing at left back, was he?
Do you know what? Because he switched Wan-Bissaka over to left back, didn't he, for like the second half? And Wan-Bissaka actually looked quite good at left back. And I think I know why. You're not expecting Wan-Bissaka to cross from left back, are you? He's just got to defend and pass. Like you know, you may have unlocked something here. Wan-Bissaka could be your new left back. It sounds crazy. As long as you don't want your left back crossing the ball, you could probably play Wan-Bissaka there.
Yeah, true. True.
Daz is not
Chaps
keen on
quite
that.
have noticed on. Sorry?
Keen on that idea, I'm guessing.
No, I was looking at live chat, mate. Chat's all quite have noticed on this week in football streams the chat isn't as active as other streams. Probably because a lot of people are making their tea at this time. I mean, I will say 5 o'clock's tea time, but never mind. Some people have a different time. I've seen people, I've known people have their tea at bloody 9 o'clock at night. That's happened before. 3-8 for Ten Hag. Must be near impossible to make United worse.
don't jinx it, Rich.
I don't know where Liam's disappeared to.
I'm here. I've got my camera off.
Oh, right. Yeah. You eat your tea at 2. I eat my dinner at 2, and then I have my tea after I've done the stream. That's naughty. I have my dinner anytime. Really, to be honest. I think a lot of people have food anytime. Fridge, oven, who else does? Whose oven? Oven. Fridge, oven. No, fridge is Harry Maguire, but who the hell's oven?
One of those.
Well, who's really? Well, yeah, just pick whoever's really slow and sort of quite immobile. Matic.
Yeah. True. Liam finds Manchester U failing funny. I doubt it. Savaki, almost 2K. We're still on 1940. We're doing all right, actually, aren't we? But yeah, I mean, Pat did the same that Kevin put here. So because he said he's happy with Ten Hag. I think most United fans are because he's a good manager. He's not the manager to be needed. If a major clear out doesn't happen, he'll face the same fate as all managers before him. Yep, the dressing room like every single time. And that's what happened with quite a few managers. Football Crucial is also funny. He's put the Ten Hag hype will end up in disaster after 3 years. If we don't change the squad. Yep.
Hype's all we've got at the moment.
By the way, I've had quite a few people agreeing and disagreeing with me on this. If we don't finish, we don't get European football. For the club, although season outside of Europe wouldn't be very good for the club financially, etc. I think a season outside of Europe would be more beneficial for the players and the manager. Certainly in this sort of season, because when Ten Hag comes in, it'll be building season, won't it? Really, first season. If we don't have to worry about playing Thursday to Sunday, Thursday to Monday, whatever, we can just focus on the domestic competition and the league. We don't have to worry about playing midweek all the time. I just think it'd be more beneficial for the players and for the manager because it means you can just focus and prepare for the actual league games. A lot of people have said I'm pretty stupid for saying it, but at the end of the day, it's my opinion against theirs. Although it would be not beneficial for the club, I think it'd be more beneficial for players.
I would disagree, and I've got one reason to disagree. Actually, your youth players, if you're not telling, you can't play a Hannibal against Liverpool or Leeds in the Premier League, but you can play Hannibal against AZ in the Europa League, and he can get 90 minutes of really valuable game time. Also, playing in the Europa League, let's say you're not taking it too seriously, even a United taking it half seriously gets to semi-finals. It gives Ten Hag, 6 games in the group to experiment with tactics, different styles, playing out from the back, a different formation. It gives him more games to get under the belt, more games for training. For the first 6 games in the Europa League, you should get through that quite easily. So it gives the players more time with Ten Hag in a match situation where they can learn from what he wants and he can learn from his mistakes. So I would actually disagree and say that the Europa League, if used in the right way by United, could be really, really successful for them. And also it's another trophy that you could go for. And it's another way of getting into the top 4, because top 4 next year, you got Liverpool, City, Chelsea straight away, you'd assume. Then you've got Arsenal, you've got United, you've got Spurs, you've got Newcastle, who are all going to be vying for that 4th spot. I mean, Spurs under Conte, Arsenal looking really good, looking like they might get that this year. And then Newcastle are going to have a load of money there, and they're doing really well. So I would actually say you want Europa League, because it's another way of getting into the Champions League should you fail through doing it in the league, which is going to be really difficult for United, because it's Ten Hag. Also, don't forget, it's Winter World Cup, isn't it? So top 4 for United next season isn't guaranteed. So I would say the Europa League could be quite vital for United, in fact.
Yeah, I was just interested to see what everyone else had to say about that, really, because I know I've had people say, no, it's stupid. Well, I don't see how it's that stupid. I mean, you know, I can understand, obviously, the youth development. I can fully understand that. I really do think that's a valuable argument. And then there's people who have agreed with me before for different reasons as well. Can't remember what half the reasons were, but pretty similar to what I've said. Any other thoughts on this?
I mean, Arsenal were outside it, weren't they? We're outside Europe, and well, I mean, they might not get top 4. Who knows? But if they don't get top 4, then I feel like, you know, the whole sort of being outside Europe thing. I mean, I feel like as a fan, I'd rather watch United in Europe. To be honest, like as a fan, I just want to see United play as many games as possible. So, you know, I think even if we're in the Conference League, it doesn't really like appetize me at all, to be honest. But I mean, as Niall says, you could play the young players in the Conference. Well, we're heading there at the moment, aren't we? So yeah, I think the Conference League would just be a youth cup for me. But I wouldn't mind being in Europe just as a fan point of view. But I can see both sides, really.
Fair enough. By the way, everyone, I've got my iron brew up your nose. Have you got your vinegar?
No, not here. I should have been prepared.
Niall won't know, but one of the streams where no one was at university, he did up your nose a bottle of vinegar.
It wasn't even one of the small ones. The only one I had was like a huge one. It looked even worse because it was like a Morrison's Value like litre one. Oh god,
that's just brilliant.
Football Crucial just coming in there before we get to anyone else. Arsenal deserve top 4 finish after the start they had at the beginning of the season. So, very true. I mean, they've done well under Arsenal, haven't they?
Hold on.
I don't know if they've deserved it since the start of the season. But I think in the recent...
So whilst Arsenal were getting battered left, right and centre in the first 3 games, they didn't deserve top 4 after that?
They did.
Lost to fucking Brentford on the opening day of the season.
and then lose to Southampton 2 weeks in a row. Like, come on, how do they deserve it?
It's like if Arsenal get if Arsenal get top 4 at the end of the season, okay, they deserved it throughout the entire season. But at the start of the season, they were shite. They were crap.
Yeah, they weren't just.
Like they were like 17th. This
Don't
guy's
worry.
deluded. United won their first.
To be honest,
Hold on. United beat Leeds like 5-1 at Old Trafford in the opening day of the season.
yeah, we did.
I'm confused. I'm done.
We like to watch the
twice.
trailers.
Really. No, I mean, I don't know if he means nearly in the relegation zone, weren't they? Sort of quarter or something of the season, nearly first. I think it's probably. I don't actually know. I think in the race, I'd say in the second half season they probably deserved it, but in the first season they would look at relegated. No, it is. No, I thought it was. Anyways, that's the point of saying we've had Owen now. Do either of you two have thought on what you were saying about United outside of Europe?
You're still lagging, mate.
No, nothing. Strange, shouldn't be.
You're cutting out to speak.
But it's gone well. We'll try that again.
Yeah.
Any look now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Right. Who's in? Do either of you have any thoughts with regards to the United Euro thing?
No.
No. Right. We'll go straight on to the next thing then. Spoke about United. I suppose we'll go to Garrick now. A good result for you at the toilets. A good result for Arsenal. And then you went 2-0 up and bottled it against Southampton. And also had a goal disallowed by VAR. 7 points out of 9, considering the 3 teams you come up against. For Brighton, who sort of been dropping down this season, in the second half of the season, would you say it's good results? That the 3 games are good results?
I mean, you can't complain with 7 out of 9 points, considering where we are, being a mid-table side as it stands. They've been, I think, coming into this month, we wouldn't have expected, to add 2 wins for starters, especially against Spurs and Arsenal. I think most of us were expecting 2 defeats there, but yeah, it seems to have gone well. If we're looking at all of this month, it's 8 out of 12, which I don't think is a too bad tally. Maybe we had a goalless draw against Norwich, but we seem to turn things around a bit. But I saw some stat. I have mentioned it before. You might have seen on my story where ever since we got promoted, we've only had 9 wins. We've had 9 wins every single season. And we've already got to that 9 wins, which makes me think I don't think we're going to get any more wins, which probably means we're going to drop down further. It's a shame if that does happen. We got 4 games to break that sort of curse, but considering what happened at Southampton, it looks like it might be happening again.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You might beat it. You might beat that record and finish with 10. I don't know. It's better than mine, isn't it? No, I mean, 8.
Who's your last 4 games? Wolves, United, bye-bye. Leeds.
We'll probably lose that, mate.
I was going to say United. United might be getting the bye there.
Yeah, that United one is
and
guaranteed 3 points.
I mean, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, and I hope I'm proved wrong. Because if we are at 9 wins thing, we can't really progress, and we're going to see it. And if that stat stays the same, we might well drop drop down to 15th. I obviously hope that doesn't happen, and it'll be very frustrating. But yeah, hopefully you're right.
And it's Leeds away, and then West Ham at home.
Wolves,
Yeah.
Wolves and Leeds, for me, are winnable games. Wolves have just lost to Burnley. So they won't be going in on a high or going in with any confidence.
Wolves at
Leeds
home.
are a brilliant moment. United, you could get at least a point out of us because we're playing poorly. And West Ham, I think, will be... Out of those four, West Ham, I think, will be the toughest. But I think Wolves and Leeds can probably get 2 wins at least. You could probably beat us as well. But non-United, that's the sort of game we'll probably turn up to.
Yeah.
You never know. But I think you can definitely get, I'd say probably about 7 points. And to win the season, I don't think it would be too bad.
It's not the kindest run in. If you see the table, Wolves in 8th, West Ham in 7th, United in 6th, that isn't the best end of the season you could have. But on the other hand, Leeds in 16th could potentially be pushed into a relegation fight. I mean, they're 4 points. They're only 4 points clear. And we see Burnley and Everton have been picking up a little bit of form. So it could be a case of we send them down in the second to last game of the season, which I'll quite like, to be honest. But
Really?
no.
I would. Speaking of Leeds, just have a look at their final. They've got 6. They've got game in hand. They've got games on. They're playing tonight away to Crystal Palace. Not the easiest match for them. Man City at home. Bye. Arsenal away. Bye. Chelsea at home.
Bye.
Then you got Brighton, which I think you can probably get a result from. You've got Leeds, so you can probably get a result from. And then their final game is at Brentford, which could be a banana skin as well. I mean, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea straight after each other. Oh, dear God. I don't think that's going to be any points for them. Let's be honest. Leeds could go down. And speaking of teams in relegation, I'm very surprised at how bad Everton are doing. Now, I thought Everton did okay against Liverpool offensively, apart from Richarlison spent more time on the floor than he did actually kicking the ball. Rolling on the floor like a bloody big girl's blouse. And he was irritating that game, I mean, Carlson. Certainly not a player I'd want, because if he's going to spend more time on the floor, what's the point? They defended against a very Liverpool side, but they got put open in the end because of a lapse of concentration at the back from Mikalenko. And I was watching Sports News this morning, actually, and they were mentioning that Mikalenko was at fault for the first goal because he just switched off completely against Mo Salah, and Salah just played it. He didn't know. He just completely switched off, and then the first goal happened, and the second goal was also the 2 goals by Everton standards, really poor goals to concede. But that just sums up Everton this season. The goals they've been conceding have been poor goals to concede. And they haven't been capitalising on these attacks. Anthony Gordon, for me, was probably one of Everton's star men, if not the star man for Everton. When you catch teams like Liverpool on the counter-attack, you've got to take your chances. And Everton haven't taken their chances enough this season. They've got a goal difference of -21, which by Everton standards is absolutely dreadful. Looking at their final games, and they're not easy ones, Chelsea, Leicester, Watford, big game, Brentford, Crystal Palace and Arsenal. Does anyone see Everton staying up?
I think Everton's best chance of staying up is just Burnley not being able to win that many games, and then hopefully. But I mean, you look at them and you just think you don't know where their next point's going to come from. But I would say they didn't play that bad at Anfield. To be fair, they played better than United did, which I know is like quite easy. But they did show a bit more fight. So I mean, if they can take that into their next games, maybe. But I think they just have no momentum whatsoever. Like whereas Burnley seem to have the momentum. So yeah, I could see them going down now.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it is going to be close. But Burnley seem to have the easier running out of the two. I mean, you see here they've got Watford. They seem to have Villa twice, Newcastle, Spurs, and Wolves, compared to Everton, who have we've already gone through this, but Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester. Arsenal as well are in there. It doesn't look good. But one thing I would like to know is who would we prefer to go down at Burnley or Everton?
Everton going down would be a bit of a laugh, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe Everton for like the size of club.
Yeah,
and
they've been in. I saw they've been in every season of the Premier League since it started, so 30 years or whatever it is. So that would be hilarious if that ended. But then on the other side, if Burnley went down, we wouldn't have to put up with Brexit ball for at least a year. So
we don't have to anymore anyway because Sean Dyche is gone.
Yeah, but the same players are there. I was thinking the other day, although Sean Dyche is gone,
manager.
they're still set up like that. They got the same players. They're going to play a similar system because that's the players we've got.
But I think they'll have a new manager in next season.
Yeah,
one of
it will
change. With the move is Chris Wilder, but he's finally announced that he will not be going to Burnley. Thank heavens for that. Less wing for Bo to worry about. I mean, if Burnley are going to go for any managers, who do you think likely to get? Now, there's a tough one.
Wayne Rooney?
That'll be a case of goose.
Derby down. Oh, well, Derby did have big point.
Would Nuno take it? I don't know. I'm just thinking he's not the 4-4-2 type of manager though, but he is a sort of defensive, keep it clean, sort of keep it shut at the back. So I don't know. Could they attract someone like Nuno? Nuno's reputation took quite a bit of a hit at Spurs, didn't it? So Nuno might take the Burnley job. You never know.
Not a bad shout from Scotty Burns. Probably Daniel Farke.
Seems like
shitty.
They go down.
Shite in the Premier League though.
From what the book,
it's a manager like Marco Silva, really, couldn't you? You know, look what Marco Silva wasn't he Everton manager before, wasn't he, or something like that? Now he's manager of Fulham, and he's got them back to the Premier League. But Fulham I've always been for a while one of the best teams in the Championship. But I think Everton would. Even though, I mean, I watch the Championship a lot, and obviously we're both in the Championship. The teams that come down, like, which I think are going down, sorry, Scotty, but I think probably Everton and possibly Watford. I think the teams that come down will find it a bit more difficult to get automatically promoted again. Because with the teams that will come up from League One, they'll go for Rotherham are a decent side. Wigan up there. Plymouth, if they come up, could cause a few problems in Championship as well. Coventry caused a few surprises. They nearly got into top 6. You know, there's quite a lot of teams in there that the top 6 race at the minute is third all the way down to like 12th in the league. There's not much separating any of the teams in the top 6 race. I think the teams that come down next season are going to find it pretty difficult, and they're going to have to put in good performances to win the games. The Championship's so predictable.
I think
you could have a team like
Norwich
Norwich
will be fine though.
you know.
Yeah, no, I get all of that, but Norwich will be fine. You think about teams who have been yo-yo between the Prem and the Championship. Norwich are that club, Fulham are that club. West Brom only got it wrong, but only aren't challenging because they got it wrong with Ismail Sarr, didn't they, or whatever his name is, that manager guy who they had. So I think Norwich will be fine, but I think Everton would struggle because Everton haven't been in the Championship. So I think Everton would have an absolute reality check there. But I think teams like Norwich will be fine because they've been down in the Championship. They know what to expect, and Dean Smith also knows what to expect from a Championship. So I think Norwich have set themselves up in actual fact of having quite a successful season. But I do fear for teams like Everton, if they were to go down to the Championship, they'll lose a lot of players, and I can see back-to-back relegations. We've seen it before with the likes of Leeds, Sheffield United, other teams that they got relegated and then dropped down again. Yeah, Sunderland. So I fear for Everton, not so much Norwich. I think they're used to it by now. But I do fear for Everton if they were to come down.
I think if Burnley were to come down instead of, say, I doubt this would be the case, but say if it ended up being Norwich, Everton and Burnley were another side that's had Championship experience in the past, so they'd probably be the same as Norwich. But I can agree. I agree. Obviously, if you've come down, as long as you've had experience in Championship and you know exactly how difficult it is, then you should be fine. But I think some of the teams that come down next season, I think it could be one of the toughest ever Championship campaigns. And this season's been very, very tough to call. There's teams that are in the top 6 that aren't even safe in the top 6 in a minute because there's teams down near 10th and 11th that are still in the top 6 way. So, it's a very unpredictable league. And I think, teams like Everton, who don't have as much experience, will struggle. And I do think, and I know you have been in the Championship before, quite a long time ago, 2010 was it? You were last in the Championship. I know you were back in there once, but teams like Plymouth as well, who if you come up, you've got to win against MK Dons and win the playoffs. But if you come up, I think yes, you might cause a couple of problems, but I think you will also struggle because you don't have much Championship experience. Considering some of the teams,
I'm just going to flat out disagree there completely quickly because in the FA Cup we faced Birmingham, we beat Birmingham. We beat QPR last season in the Cup. Went to Swansea, nearly got a result this season. We've played a lot of Championship clubs and we've got results. I think yes, whilst of course I'm not expecting Argyle to go win the Championship. I am expecting us to avoid a relegation and probably be bottom half and probably similar to what we were in League One. We'll probably get off to a good start, tail off towards the end when we're a bit tired. But I do think we'll cause a lot of trouble. Judging from just our pre-season alone, we caused you a few problems at Home Park in the pre-season. So I disagree. I think we would cause a fair few problems. But what if one of them is in a Championship game? What if you're coming down to Home Park, he's just not turning up? We get a result then, don't we? So I think we would cause a few more problems than people probably assume.
The home form will do it in the Championship anyway. Our home form's always been amazing, so
Yeah. See what happens. But you've got to get up there first. So who knows? Tough game against Dons as well, because then
as long as Rotherham win on Tuesday, as long as Rotherham win on Tuesday night, MK can't get promoted. So unlucky.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough, Plymouth, a derby in the making. Imagine if Brighton win the Championship as well as Cambridge. That'd be fun. All 5 was battling.
Cambridge in the Championship.
No.
In the next 5 years, who knows?
Never, mate.
I just want to get to a Championship so we don't have to face Exeter City next year. it looks like that annual
I mean,
bottle
they're-
job
they're
hasn't
looking-
arrived
they're
this
going
year. So yeah, I'm hoping we just go up so I don't have to deal with them wankers next year.
Oh well, just smash them up at home park anyway.
It's-
So
There you are.
I mean, Liam, I wouldn't. I would advise strongly in not engaging in physical violence.
Speaking of Plymouth, by the way.
Liam is clearly the head of the Argyle Ultras.
Oh yes, I've heard it all before. It was vivid up as like M22 so by the way. Speaking of Plymouth, would you say the 1-1 draw at Wigan was a good result?
absolutely, 100%. I mean, getting a point at the league leaders, I was took at the start of the game. Don't know why Niall's shaking his head, but you know. But yeah, point at the league leaders is fine because just a point against them isn't the worst. And Wigan fans were saying that they should have had a penalty last minute. Like, no, Callum Lang, I think his name is. Or, yeah, it is Callum Lang, isn't it? It is Callum Lang, isn't it?
Yeah, Callum Lang. Yeah,
Yeah.
He probably fell over and said, "So Lang, right." I get the impression by Niall's reaction that he doesn't agree.
No, of course I don't fucking agree. I mean, I don't even know where to start with this. Right, so we've taken the lead and we've got something like 30 minutes left. And we know that a win pretty much guarantees us the playoffs, right? I mean, we've taken the lead. They defended near enough 45 minutes away at Stamford Bridge and conceded 0 goals. I'm asking for 30 minutes. Don't do anything ridiculously stupid. Don't concede a fucking goal. Take the 3 points. Get away. It's been a scrappy one, but do you know what? We've deserved 3 points in other games where we've not had them. So, you know, maybe a bit of luck's going to come our way. Defend resolutely. Deal with all the balls into a box. Clear it. Don't care where the ball goes. It can go to South Africa for all I give a damn. Just clear that ball as far away from the pitch as possible. And as I say, take away the 3 points. We can do that yet again. How many times am I fucking sitting here saying Argyle can't keep a clean sheet? Cooper does so much, but I don't know really. I sometimes wonder what help he gets from his defence sometimes. But no, it's a terrible point. Because now we've got to sit at home park for 90 minutes. Hoping that we can beat MK Dons, which is not going to be an easy game, and that other goals probably go our way because you know it's quite tight. So no, I think it's an awful point, and we should have probably had 3. And I'm actually quite disappointed in the team, but we'll move on and support them for one more go.
I mean, you could have done with a win there. To be honest.
We took the lead so many times in this season. Drop points against Cambridge, embarrassing. Fleetwood, embarrassing. Crewe, embarrassing. Lincoln, embarrassing. Lincoln at home, embarrassing.
Well, hold on. That Lincoln one, that's not embarrassing for us. That's embarrassing for the EFL referees. I still, to this day, do not understand how the referee's given that as a fucking penalty when Brendan Galloway's barely even touched him. And if he hasn't even touched him in the box. I mean, apart from incompetence just running through the EFL from the right at the top to right at the bottom. I mean, they're just a bunch of clueless wankers. I genuinely would rather a blind granddad who has dementia refereed our games because do you know what? I may actually get more sense out of his decision making than I would do a normal referee because they are so incompetent. It's unbelievable. If I was that incompetent at my job, I would be sacked.
What about the Burton one as well?
Absolutely shocking.
What about the Burton one as well?
Don't get me started. Just don't get me started.
Yeah,
don't. Like the EFL are just a bunch of they're a complete waste of time. That organisation is so it's more corrupt than the mafia in Italy. It genuinely is. I do not know how the hell they run English football. I do not know. Absolutely flabbergasted. Incompetent wankers. I'm done.
Right. Yeah. We'll stop there. 'Cause I think that went a bit far, probably, but okay, fair enough. I mean, your opinion at the end of the day, so.
I thought it was a fair analogy, to be fair.
You're not wrong. I think there's different ways of putting it, mind. But well, fair enough. Right, let's move on. It's the Champions League semi-finals coming up this week, the first legs, and both games are England versus Spain. Now, there's a rule in Spain where two Spanish teams in the Champions League cannot play at home at the same time because of Spanish police or something like that. It was the same when Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid were playing. They didn't want Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid hosting the second legs at the same time or on the same day because of family police reasons. So because of the reasons, Villarreal originally were supposed, after the draw, Villarreal were meant to be hosting the first leg against Liverpool. But because of the police in Spain, with all the regulation, whatever it is, I don't understand it. Liverpool now host the first leg and Villarreal will now host the second leg. If Liverpool do not win that home leg, I do not think that they will get much away from home because Villarreal, as they showed against Bayern, were resilient defensively. In the home tie, they absolutely battered Bayern. They could have won by at least 2 or 3 goals, and it could have been tie over. In the away leg, they went in with a goal. They got a goal from the first leg, took that on board into the second leg, were resilient defensively for the entire game. Against a team like Liverpool, it's going to be very tough to do that. And at Anfield, we know is one of the toughest places to go and get a result from in Europe. However, Inter Milan, I think, are the only team to have managed it so far this season. I think out of all the competitions, I don't think any team has actually, in the Premier League or in Europe, have actually got a result from Anfield other than Inter Milan, and they still didn't go through. A very difficult place to go, certainly on the European night. So I think if Liverpool come in the first leg, go into the second leg against Villarreal, who and their fans will be truly up for it. Full stadium in Spain, good atmosphere actually. Villarreal as well. It's going to be an interesting. A lot of people saying it's a boring semi-final. Liverpool will probably win it. They might edge it, but I think Villarreal will give them a tough time. Certainly with Unai Emery. Good evening.
I mean, that final, they defended against us in the Europa League. They were pretty good. This is an annoying team to play against. They're kind of like how Everton were, but actually are good going forward as well. So it'll be difficult, but I reckon if Liverpool win at Anfield, I think you're right, Dal, to be fair. I think it's all on whether they can keep a clean sheet at Anfield or if they can just get a result. Any result for Villarreal at Anfield's huge. So,
yeah,
but I think Liverpool might just edge it, to be fair.
I think Villarreal will definitely. I don't know if they won't definitely win the second leg, but I think they might get a draw or something. They might get something out of that second leg. So it's important for Liverpool that they deny them for as long as possible at Anfield. Because I think even a draw, even a 0-0, they'll be happy with. If they can go in with a result going into that second leg, they'll be over the moon. So whatever happens in the first leg, if Liverpool win the first leg, they should go on to win it. But if Villarreal gets something out of that first leg, Villarreal might just go into that second leg with the edge. So I think it's all going to be down onto that. I think it's all going to come down to that first leg, personally.
Yeah.
But it's all down to who plays better in the 180 minutes and who gets the most goal. But I think realistically, we can all say I think Liverpool most likely will go through, but Villarreal will be up for it. It's their first ever Champions League semi-final, and they're coming up against 6-time champions. They've just beaten 6-time champions Bayern. They've also beaten another team that have won the Champions League in Juventus. Yet United got the double against them in the group stage somehow. But they've already beaten teams like Juventus and Bayern. What's to say they can't do anything against Liverpool?
It'll be a tough game. What I think of Liverpool is they've always struggled with low block sides. Unai Emery is going to have 2 blocks of 4 and probably shut up shop at Anfield. I'm surprised he hasn't a double-decker bus or something just to park in front of the goal, because I think that's what they're going to get. I do honestly think that Unai will really, really look to frustrate Liverpool. And they've got the players who can hit on the break. But if United can beat Villarreal twice, then I don't see a problem for Liverpool. But I don't want to be too rude to United. But, you know, you are garbage and Liverpool are one of the best teams in the world. So, in theory, there should be quite an easy game to predict. It's the other one that I'm quite interested in, Man City, Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Quite interested about that one. That should be a good game.
Was going to get onto that. Man City Madrid as well. Last season, finalists who lost to Chelsea, sad shame, taking on the record holders, Real Madrid. Realistically, Real Madrid will obviously go in as the favourites, I would say, and I think if they win the first leg, I don't think they're going to lose. Then again, I was saying that about Chelsea when Chelsea lost 3-1 at home to them. Chelsea came back, but ended up losing in extra time, almost because of VAR, because I didn't think their goal should have been disallowed. Realistically, if Madrid can do what they did at Stamford Bridge, you know, where they have the chances and they can score, and if Benzema's on his A game, I think they can just say bye-bye to Man City before the second leg. But then again, Man City are a strong side, so I think it's a tough one to call. Real Madrid really go in as the favourites. If Real Madrid win the first leg, I don't think Man City are gonna stand a chance at the Bernabeu. And the last time City played against Real Madrid got to the final in 2017, was it? City lost by, I think, a goal.
No, I'm pretty sure City beat Real Madrid in a semi-final recently, didn't they? Or a quarter-final, something like that. But I actually...
Chelsea.
It might have been. I actually disagree. It might have been. I actually disagree. I think Man City go in as favourites. But I think the pressure that City are under, because everyone else in the Champions League, barring Villarreal, who nobody expects to win, everyone else has won it. Liverpool won it, and Real Madrid have won it. Man City have never won the Champions League, and there's a lot of pressure upon Pep. There's a lot of pressure upon City to go and win that. Now they're coming up against Luka Modric, Benzema, Kroos. I mean, that is, yeah. I mean, there is so much experience in that Real Madrid side. They have won multiple Champions Leagues between them. They're probably all in double figures now. I mean, this is a very experienced Real Madrid side. So it's sort of the know-how of Madrid, of knowing what to do in these situations, versus probably the best side in English football, and maybe even the world, who don't know how to win the Champions League yet. It'll be really interesting. And we all know Pep loves to do something ridiculously stupid when under pressure in a Champions League game. For example, not play a DM in a final. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Pep plays with, I don't know, no wing backs or something and goes 2-6-4 or something ridiculous and screws it up and gets knocked out by Madrid.
Sorry, no, you are correct, actually. Man City, this was just before pandemic. Man City did beat Wimbledon 4-2.
I thought they did. Yeah,
but they were at home for the second leg. That was not bad. 3-2, that was the group stage. I'm sure they're playing the Champions League knockouts against.
I'm pretty sure they did.
No, it's not coming up on here. But yeah, they did beat them last time, but that was obviously before the pandemic. And this time, Man City at home and then Real Madrid are at home. So it's a bit different. If City can get a result at home, it gives them a bit of confidence going into the game at the Bernabeu. Then again, I think a lot of people were saying PSG were going to be favourites to win the second leg at the Bernabeu when they went in with that 1-0 win. They went 2-0 up and cocked it up. So the thing is, Real Madrid are a bit unpredictable. They could come back, or they could just, they could either take the lead, come back, or they could just completely fall to pieces. Real Madrid. I personally would say with Real Madrid's experience, in Champions League knockout football, they would probably have the edge. But then again, City have already beaten them, not last season, but the season before, and then lost to Lyon, which was hilarious. It's the same as the Liverpool one. I think these are two semi-finals that are going to be pretty difficult to call. But I personally don't think that we're going to have, I don't think it's going to be an all-Spanish final. I think it's going to end up being an English team against a Spanish team, or possibly an all-English final, worst-case scenario for United. But the question is, which Spanish team will probably go through? Because it's difficult to call, really. These are difficult semi-finals.
I think if any Spanish team gets through, it'll be Madrid. Surely. I mean, you can't be sane enough to think Villarreal are knocking out Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. I mean,
they've knocked out you.
I know. I like
it.
Yeah, but Juve right now are a pile of crap, and Bayern, I do not know what's happened to that team. But maybe, that time we debated about Nagelsmann, maybe you were right, in fact. Maybe I was wrong on that. But, I would probably say Madrid.
Bayern always set high targets, and for me, sometimes they're a bit too high. Carlo Ancelotti won the league with Bayern, but didn't win any other competition, and he went. Nagelsmann's won the league and nothing else. So if he stays at the end of the season, I think he'll be pretty lucky. But I also think at the same time, it'd be a bit of a mistake because Nagelsmann's a good manager, but I just think a lot of the Bayern fans just aren't giving him enough time. I mean, he has had a full season now, and some of the results at Bayern have been pretty embarrassing. I mean, a 5-0 defeat to Mönchengladbach in the first round of the second round of the DFB Pokal isn't particularly good, and then lose embarrassingly to Villarreal. So some of the results have been really poor this season. I mean, if he keeps his job, I'd be surprised, but I'd also be glad because I think Bayern could potentially go places with Nagelsmann. But I think Bayern would have to bring in some more players. So it's one of the things. But the Bayern standards normally are if you don't win at least 2 trophies, you're gone. Like that always seems to be sort of thing. Bayern always look to try and have a good one in the Champions League. Semi-finals is normally the minimum. Haven't even got that. The final of the Pokal's normally a minimum. Haven't got anywhere near there. Bundesliga titles, the minimum, we got that. Well, apart from that, it's not been a particularly good season for Bayern. And I think some of the Bayern fans are a bit harsh on Nagelsmann. A lot of them are too quick to blame the manager and not their players. Because I think some of the players in the team, certainly some of the defenders, aren't good enough. But I'd be quite shocked if Nagelsmann did keep his job. But I'd be glad because I think Bayern could potentially go first with the right signings as well. The same with United as well, with Ten Hag. I think United could go places with Ten Hag as long as we get rid of the right players and bring in the right players. It's all about chopping and changing and making the correct decisions. No, it's just been a very strange season for Bayern, let's be honest. It has been very strange.
Well, champions now, though.
Yep. It's just 10 times on the bounce. and the best team to win it against as well. Won it against Dortmund.
Really.
I was very, very happy to beat them 3-1, and that was the title. I was very chuffed with that.
Farmers League. Mm.
Oh, thank you. Liam giving a little clap at the top of that. 10 times, yeah, too good, mate. Too good in the league.
It'll be
But
11 next.
It hasn't yet, hopefully.
It will be.
You never know. Hopefully, you never know. I can't say definitely will be because Bayern are very unpredictable sometimes. Lost to Boca, newly promoted that 4-2. So, who knows? So I know. Obviously, there's 180 minutes, at least 180 minutes of football to be played in the Champions League semi. We're not going to be on next week because Manchester United are playing Brentford, so I'm going to be doing the watch on for that. So we won't be on.
I probably wouldn't have been on anyway. So
we'll be on the week after anyway, on most likely the 9th of May. And by that time, I think we'll have already found out who the Champions League finalists are going to be. Who the Champions League final is going to be? I'm going to go for Liverpool, Real Madrid.
yeah, definitely.
2019.
I'll go with that.
2018. Please.
I will go with Liverpool, Man City.
Uh,
Yeah.
I hope
If-
not, but
If that's
might
the if that's the
it might
final,
be Man City's. It might be Man City's time this year. I just feel it might be their time to win it. I don't know.
if
that's
that's
the
final,
You've got a really difficult. You've got a really difficult decision, because Liverpool are going to do the quadruple this season, and if they don't, Man City are winning the Champions League, and your emotions must be absolutely shredded because the noisy neighbours are about to win the Champions League, or Liverpool are about to surpass the treble. Which would you prefer, lads? Let me know. Answers on a postcard.
This is on the postcard. I'd say City win the Champions League just, but because they're gonna do it anyway.
Is if Liverpool win the league, same with 2020. Never heard.
you never
of
heard the end of it.
Never heard the end of it. If City win the Champions League, we won't hear the end of it for a long time. So,
I guess I don't know any City fans.
I do.
I'm not going to lie. I'd rather Liverpool win the Champions League and not win the league because I don't think they'll do it. I think City will probably win it just.
Could you imagine if Liverpool do the quadruple? We've been talking all these
No.
years about how
Liverpool
City are going to do the quadruple. And of all teams to go and do it, it's the most successful
honest,
English team of all time.
Even though it sounds
Liverpool
stupid, even though
It's amazing.
Stupid, I'd rather Man City Champions League because then we still don't see anyone winning the quadruple. Because then the quadruple still hasn't been done.
And they can't win the treble either.
Man City can probably go on and do it. So, you know.
I mean, really,
I don't know.
fingers
I'd
crossed.
rather
Fingers
have
crossed for Real
neither.
Madrid.
You know. It's difficult. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
It's Real Madrid all the way for me, hopefully.
If it's Liverpool City final, I'm watching.
Oh yeah, I'm going for a walk.
I mean, I probably.
If it's a Liverpool, if it's a Liverpool City final, I'm watching every moment of that whilst talking to United fans. I'll be like, oh, the ball's just gone in. Looks like a quadruple's happening. Oh wait, no, City have won the Champions League. Most successful Manchester club. So I'm just going to bully a load of United fans on final day.
Well,
Absolute
got to be
disaster.
you
Please,
You're-
Villarreal, Real Madrid.
got to
Please.
conveniently be off work for the day after they lose whatever. Like, you know, Liverpool in the Champions League, Premier League, or whatever.
Oh
You've
yeah,
got to be
it's done for us. It's done
You're
for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, is there
They've
really
ruined the
anything for
league
you
and
guys
they've
to
ruined
play?
the Champions League for us.
They might.
Yeah, we can't catch.
United will just have to accept of being Liverpool's bitch. That's all that happens. So you'll just have to accept that Liverpool are the greatest team ever to have graced English football, and that you're the second best team below Arsenal, maybe.
I mean, if they're beating United with an aggregate score of 9-0,
Did I just hear below Arsenal?
Yeah, I'm just trying to tease United
Yeah.
fans now.
we are 6 points below Arsenal because we lost to them.
Yeah.
That's
Can I just ask one thing? Saka scored 2 penalties in 1 week. Yeah, he couldn't score 1 fucking penalty in the Euros final. That lad done. I never want him ever playing for England ever again.
I think
He scored 2 penalties against De Gea and against Mendy, and he scored both of them. He should never play for England ever again. Ever again. He should never play for us.
Well, you've got to remember, when you're in a penalty shootout and you're in a massive penalty shootout like that, I mean, literally, you've got millions, probably maybe billions of people watching. You've got the entire world on your shoulders. For a young lad, it is a lot of pressure. There's more pressure in the Euro
I score that penalty. I score that penalty. I guarantee you, I score that penalty.
Steel, you know.
Like, I do have the nerves of steel. I score that penalty, and then I celebrate in front of the Italian fans like Chiellini and Bonucci.
That's what I probably would have done.
Because they were being dickheads, I would definitely have 2-footed them as my celebration. 2-foot Bonucci and then Chiellini. It's sorted.
Just very quickly for anyone Liverpool City or whatever. Just some news for tomorrow's game between City and Real Madrid. A few players out injured. Cancelo is suspended. Benjamin Mendy not going to be playing for a while, is he? If ever.
I like how you go through team news and mention Benjamin Mendy.
Benjamin Mendy suspended. I was like, oh, he won't be playing forever.
He's playing for the side.
I should hope.
John Stones and Carl
I should hope so as well. City are fucked. Sorry, pardon my language, but City are screwed.
For the 10th time today, yeah. Real Madrid, Hazard is out. Luka Jovic is out. David Alaba could be out, and so could Casemiro. So there's a few big injuries.
Luka Modric.
Yeah, but they've still got... I was just about to say, they've still got Benzema, Modric, Kroos. I mean, they should be fine.
That's what they
City haven't got Cancelo. Like, that's a big loss, though. Cancelo and Kyle Walker both missing. Huge losses. Yeah. That's both their wing backs, pretty much. Like, that means Zinchenko playing left back. But Stones is Stones is less bad though because you've still got Laporte and Diaz, but without Cancelo at left back, you're playing Zinchenko, and without Kyle Walker without Kyle Walker at right back, who the fuck does City play at right back without Kyle Walker in the team?
They might go for back three. You never know.
They might have to.
When did United get a new manager? The announcement.
Last week.
The United manager announcement was actually made, I think, Friday. But while Frank Nichol's still staying in charge, God help us, we won't get Ten Hag until the start of next season, which is understandable. Injury news for the other two. Firmino still out with a foot injury for Liverpool. Could potentially play though. I doubt it, mind. But apart from that, no injuries for Liverpool. Excuse me. Gerard Moreno, Francis Coquelin, and Alberto Moreno out. Dear. So Gerard Moreno
out for Villarreal, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh dear. Shame.
Villarreal are screwed.
Well, they might not be able to. You never know. Right, I think we've said what we needed to say. Lagging again. Brilliant. Will Borough win on Wednesday? I hope so, because if we don't, then that playoff's gone, I think. And we're also relying on other teams dropping points. Right, are we ready for a game of Guess Who then? Just for a bit. I don't think Niall's ever played this before. No, I assume not. Basically,
I have not.
Yeah, basically, we have to think of a player from. Each of us have to think of a player from the top 5 leagues, which is the Prem, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga, and La Liga. And we have the person guessing has a maximum of 10 questions to try and work out who the player is that they're thinking of. And it could be anyone. However, obviously, one rule is whoever's thinking of the player can't go for a player from their own club. So Marcus, I couldn't go for Levy or anything because he's from Bayern. But we have 10 questions. Excuse me. Can have a clue as well if need be. But if you decide to guess and say question 7, that uses up a question. So it's pretty straightforward, but it can also be a bit hard as well. I was going to go in clockwise order, but Liam's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. So
has he gone for his dinner?
Probably. I'll just take him off while he disappears. Unless he comes back. So we'll go in. Let's go anti-clockwise order. Just because Niall's obviously never played this before. Bit of a laugh, but it also gets us thinking as well. It was either this or GeoGuessr, but it is what it is. So Garrick think we'll play it and then I'll have a go. Oh, thanks for popping on, Joe Jumping. Bye. There you go. Right, so obviously can't be a player from Brighton.
Okay. Come up with one. Right, I've got one.
I'll tell you one thing I remember. One funny moment I remember from doing this game. It's got to be, I think, I can't remember who it was, but someone asked the question, is he from the top 5 leagues? And it had to be a player from the top 5 leagues anyway. I don't know if it was Ollie actually who did that.
It might have been. It could have been any of us, to be honest. Sometimes the game gets to you. It's the pressure. It's the pressure of the game.
And then, of course, been a few funny moments. I'll have to try and look back at them. Been a few funny moments.
Was that were we doing Guess Who when my brother shouted commit suicide?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's who?
No, he did. No, Owen was saying, well, I'm going to have to guess for an Everton player. And then all he was, commit suicide. It was hilarious, to be honest.
Savage.
Was who's guessing?
Me for Garrick.
Oh, okay, good.
Right.
Go ahead.
The top 5 leagues, I'll immediately try and narrow the leagues down. Bundesliga or the Premier League?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if it wasn't, to be honest. Premier League or Bundesliga?
Is that
Hey?
Is that could be question 2? You just wasted the question that you just said. Is that a question?
No, I said Prem or Bundesliga. That was question 1.
Yeah.
Does the player play for a team that's in the top 4 of either league?
Sorry, repeat.
So does the player that you're thinking of, does he play for any of the teams in the top 4 of the Prem or the Bundesliga? So for the Prem, obviously City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. And for the Bundesliga is Bayern, Dortmund, pretty sure SC Freiburg. Who else is up there? I think Leipzig. I can't remember. But does he play for any of the clubs? Any of them?
No.
Right. So there we go. That was a waste of time. After all that, Premier League.
Yeah.
Yes. for any of the teams in the bottom 5, which is Norwich, Watford, Finley, and Leeds.
No.
Good. That's gone really well.
So middle 11. Middle 11.
Middle 11. Yeah. So we're going down from 5th to 15th, 5th to 16th. No, yeah, we're going 5th to 15th. Question 4 then. So it can't be from Brighton, so that takes that out. So we're down to 10. United, West Ham, or Southampton.
Yeah.
And that was what was that? So I've had Premier Bundesliga. I've had top 4 neither. Prem, bottom 5. So Man United, West Ham, Southampton. That's question 5. Question 6 then. United or Southampton?
Yeah.
Right. We're getting there. Pretty sure it won't be from United. So Southampton?
No.
Them. Oh, God help us. Okay, I should. Attack or goalkeeper?
No.
Right, so it's midfield defender. Oh, dear God. Fielder? So that's right, mid, left, mid, and middle mids. And CDM.
I think you cut out. Did you say midfielder?
So, yeah, sorry. One sec.
Technical difficulties.
I'll keep my camera off for the moment. Seems like it's lagging. I don't know why. Doesn't normally do this. Right, as I was saying, so a fielder, which is left mid, right mid, centre mid, CDM, centre attacking mid.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a few options. Rashford is a left mid. So is Anthony Elanga. You got Matic, you got Mata, you've got McTominay, you've got Fred, you've got Bruno Fernandes, you've got Jadon Sancho as well, and also Hannah Bree. Doubt you'll come for him though. Right. Oh, let's go to the final one. All right. Is he CDM? To attack in mid? Or the right mid?
I believe so.
Right, so there's McTominay, Fred, Matic. There's also Bruno Fernandes. I'm missing someone out. No, I don't think I am, no.
No,
So that's second mid. So there's Bruno, McTominay, Fred, Matic, Mesbury, I doubt you'd have gone for, and Mike mid as well. So that's Sancho. Yeah. It's highly likely that I'm going to get this wrong.
Is this your final guess?
That would be my question because I haven't narrowed it down enough. What's this? Back in
Yeah,
I do have a clue, but I've narrowed it down. So Bruno, Mesbury, Sancho, Matic, McTominay, and Fred. Give me a clue then.
Okay. Well, you've narrowed it down quite a lot, so I've got to come up with something. It's going to be tough to come up with something without giving it away.
I know who I'm leaning to, but I don't think he's correct.
Best I can come up with without giving it away is I don't know whether that would be too niche or not. No. I'll just narrow it down. He plays in the centre.
It's just
So
not
like,
Sancho, but it's still
the CDM or Cam.
right.
I'm trying to think who it is now.
Right. Well, one thing's for sure is it's not Sancho, and the ones I'm thinking of. So there's Bruno. There's no way you've gone for Hannibal Mejbri. So Bruno Fernandes, Matic, Fred, and McTominay. I think considering we spoke about him earlier on, I think you've gone for Bruno.
So you're guessing Bruno?
Yeah, I watch it to McTominay.
So okay. Well,
Probably not.
the answer is
Wasn't Bruno.
McTominay.
Oh, McTominay.
I said it was either Bruno or McTominay because I didn't think I knew you weren't going for Hannibal Mejbri. Well, it's a tough one. I mean, I knew happy. Was there any other central player that I missed out? Mejbri,
Mata?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mata.
Mata.
That.
Oh, well, no one's thinking of one Matter. He's cack. Then again,
He's
so
more of an
hard.
ambassador these days.
I know, but no, for some reason I didn't think of Matter. There was Mejbri as well. I wouldn't care. Now, I mentioned Matter earlier on. I couldn't think of it. Fair enough. Well, that's a good failure for me. Couldn't even guess the correct United player. Good start. Right, it's Garrick for Owen now.
Okay,
Right.
what is it? I'm guessing again, or am I making up the? I'm guessing.
No, you're thinking of the player.
I'm thinking of a player. Okay.
Yeah. I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah, I've got a player.
All right.
Sorry, okay. Yeah, I've got a player.
Let's start off with Premier League or Bundesliga.
Yes.
Premier League.
Yes.
Thank God for that.
Can't be.
You know, I struggle if it's anything outside Premier League. I'll be in
Same.
trouble now.
You can have a go on the live chat if you want, Joe. Try and work it out. So,
Right. Does this player play for a team in the top 10?
Top 10, yes.
Top 10. Okay. Top 5. So that'll be City, Liverpool.
No, they don't play in the top 5.
Okay, so you're down to
5.
I think you're Wolves, West Ham, United. Oh yeah, can't do United. So Wolves, West Ham.
No, can't.
I don't know who it would be after that. Is it? Did Newcastle go above us? Might be Newcastle. Or Villa. I think Villa dropped off though. Can't be Everton. Okay, is it a player from West Ham or Wolves?
Yes.
Phew. I wasn't thinking the other.
Spot on question so far.
Yeah. Let's go. West.
What was your question? What is it, West Ham?
Does a player play for West Ham?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, doing well. Yeah.
thinking, isn't Spurs one of the other top 10 clubs? And top
Oh
5?
yeah. Oh, they're fifth though. I think so. I guess
Yeah.
technically they'd be top
Oh, they
5.
fifth.
Mm.
God, they're ahead of us.
So I think I'm on 6. No, 7.
You're on to question 6 now.
6.
Done 5.
Okay. Question 6. So it is a. Sorry, I've gone blank. What?
It's a West Ham player.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Right, is it defender or midfielder?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. It's question 7. Defender,
Yes, it is.
West Ham defender. Who have you got? Oh, West Ham defender. I'm gonna go for an early clue because I don't think I can go any further.
Okay, an early clue.
Say early, like question 8, but
I'm trying. Yeah. Oh yeah. What's a clue that wouldn't give it away? Used to. I kind of would give it away. He's played in the Premier League for a different team before.
yeah.
If I wait, no, is that a good clue? No. I'll say. I need one that overlaps though. Actually, that overlaps for pretty much all of them, doesn't it? In fact, no, not all of them, but some of them. Actually, no. That's my clue. Actually, I think you can get it from that, or at least close from that. He's played for another team in the Premier League before. Well, not currently in the Premier League. If I know, yeah, they were in the Premier League but got relegated. That's all I'll say.
They're playing in the Premier League relegated, so it could be. He's got relegated recently. Yeah, Cardiff before, Swansea, Norwich, obviously. West Brom. Let's just narrow it down: centre back or full back?
Centre back.
Centre back. I mean, I don't know if they're still there, but the only 2 centre backs that's popping into my head at the moment are Bonner and Diop, and I don't know if any of those 2 are even there still. I think. Am I on? Yeah, I think I'm on. I think I have to guess now. So
I think you're on question 9, I think.
well, it is question 10 where you have to guess, or do I need to go for one more?
Once you've asked question 10, then you've got to. Yeah, so unless you want to guess
Yeah.
immediately.
I mean, at this point, I've narrowed it down so far. I can't really ask any more questions. Maybe apart from nationality or something like that, but that's not really going to help because I don't think I'm going to get any names in my head. So Issa Diop seems the safest one to go for, and I know it was
you've had 9 questions. Sorry, this is question 10.
in there later. So I'll go Issa Diop.
So you went Issa Diop. Unfortunately, that wasn't the player I was thinking of. I was thinking of.
You got one mark.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not Issa Diop.
Well, I only know only one other centre back springing into my head, so I'm gonna go for. Yeah, James Collins isn't there anymore. That was ages ago. Angelo? Yeah, Angelo or Bonner.
Okay, that's interesting.
You've gone for Craig Dawson, haven't you?
I have gone for Craig Dawson. Yeah, yeah. Things that because I was trying.
I was trying to keep quiet. There. As soon as Owen said he played for a club that got relegated, Craig Dawson played for Watford.
And did he play for West Brom as well?
Yes, he did play for West Brom, and he's obviously.
I think I completely lost it. I think you said when Watford went down.
Collins, I think, is in the Bundesliga now. I think he's with Augsburg or something.
My clue was going to be he's got a massive head.
I think their players have a massive head. So
I still would enjoy it, but yeah, Ogbonna still plays for West Ham, so that was a valid guess. What is it?
Oh, this is gone well. Right.
Yeah.
Right then, now. So you need to think of a player from the top 5 leagues. I mean, they've all been from the Premier League so far, but you don't have to go for a player from the Premier if you don't want to. You have to think of a player in your head. Don't tell us who it is. And no one has 10 questions to try and work out who it is. After the 10 questions, he then has to have a guess. And also think of a clue because he might ask for a clue later on in the actual game. It's pretty straightforward if you...
Okay, right.
All right, got a player now?
Yeah.
Got a player?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You can only answer yes or no, by the way, to the questions.
Okay, so...
Here we go.
Is it in the Premier League or La Liga?
Yes.
Okay. Is it in the Premier League?
Yes.
All right, okay. I might ask what Gary says. Are they in the top 10?
Yes.
Bit of hesitation. Are they in the top? Are they in like the current top 6 in the Premier League?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, and then United. Yeah. Are they a defender or midfielder?
Yes.
Okay. Are they a defender?
No.
It's a midfielder. Wait, why do they not narrow down the team first?
The ideal.
I basically know it's a midfielder from the top 6. Right, so...
Question. Premier League, Prem. Top 10, top 6. Defender, midfielder. Defender. So question 7 now.
Okay. Do this team play in London? Are they a London-based team?
No.
Okay. So there's still 4. So this is question 8. Jeez, I need to start. I've absolutely botched this.
Hold on. So you had a question for Prem or La Liga?
I think Hampton.
Then it was top 10. Then
No,
it was top 6.
So you Prem or La Liga, you said yes. Prem, yes. Top 10, yes. Top 6.
Right, yeah, I'm with you.
Defender or midfielder.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Defender, no. What was the other one? It was...
I asked, well, the last question I asked was, are they a London-based team?
Oh, yeah, London-based team, so they're in question 8.
But they're not.
Which I'm on question 8, so I've got, okay.
Yeah, I think I've miscounted, but you question 8.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask: Are they a Manchester-based team?
No.
Okay, so it's gotta be Liverpool. A midfielder for Liverpool. Are they? Right, so this is correct. This is question. Is this question 9? Okay, so I can ask this question. I can ask 2 questions, then guess. Or
Mhm.
okay, is this so in the midfield for Liverpool? You got like Fabinho, Thiago, Keita. Oh. Um, is this player European?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
I'll guess before I ask my last question, and I'll say, is it Thiago Alcantara?
No.
Oh, okay. Hang on. So you.
By
Oh
the way,
no.
that question, by the way, you've just used up question 10, but you
Oh
forgot.
no. Oh. Was it
You forget the word.
was it Henderson?
Nah, mate, it was Curtis Jones.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a tough
But
one.
I was
One that you
thinking
probably.
it was the one where I was thinking, oh, if it's European, then it's got
Be
to
the most,
be Thiago.
the most logical one, yeah.
But obviously, England is technically European, so therefore Curtis Jones is technically European. Also, he's not one of them sort of known Liverpool ones, so he's sort of like he's on that
So, yeah,
fringe, isn't he? So I didn't think you'd get. So that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a
Ali
hard
Abdul
one. So that's
by
good.
the way, it's just put it's all about time. Erik ten Hag can't succeed if he's not given time. Very, very true words there. It's all about time, getting the right players in. As Niall said, getting rid of people, bringing the right players in as well. Be interesting to see how he does next season. You can hear our thoughts if you go back to the very start of the stream. We were talking about him a bit earlier on the stream. Right. Because we've never played it before, I don't want to make it too difficult like a bunch of the others. I'm that sort of person that would go for someone like bloody Gregorich or something from bloody Augsburg.
Yeah,
You know.
I have very little knowledge of many European clubs. That's all I will say.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not trying to make it too difficult for you. There. All right. Yeah, I've got one.
Okay. Premier League or Bundesliga?
Neither. It can't be. By the way, it can't be a player from Bayern or Man United because
Okay.
obviously it can't be a player from any of my clubs. So
It's got to be one of the top 5 leagues. Okay.
Yeah.
La Liga.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So that's 2.
Top 4 in La Liga.
Yep. That's 3.
Now I've got to work out who's in the 4. You've got Real Madrid. Barcelona are up there, aren't they? Atletico. Okay. Who is genuinely top 4 in La Liga? So you've got Real Madrid, Barca. This how good my knowledge is in La Liga. Right, defender or midfielder?
No.
Bloody hell. Right. Do they play for Madrid?
Which one?
Well, either works for me.
No.
Okay.
So he doesn't play for Real or Atletico.
All right. Could be Barca. He isn't a midfielder. Or
defender.
Or defender. Attacker?
Yep, that's question 6.
Doesn't play for either of Madrid's. It's an attacker. Ferran Torres?
No, and that has used up a question, by the way, now. So, because if you guess before the 10, you use up a question. So you're now on to question.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not fair on Torres.
They play for Barcelona.
Yep. That's question 8.
Did they transfer this season?
Yeah.
Aubameyang.
No. You've got one more guess.
Adama Traore.
And he did it at the last. Yeah. The baby oil merchant. Funny enough, the only person to get it right today.
Yeah. The
That
beginner.
got wrong.
Well, it was when they didn't play for Madrid. I was like, right, so that's both Madrid's gone, right? Barcelona. I was putting all my eggs in Barcelona, to be fair. If you ask any other club, I'm fucked.
Yeah, best idea is once you know the leagues, try it. A tip for, and I know we don't do it very often, but I haven't said this, but a quick tip when you are doing Guess Who, just for in the future streams, once you've worked out which league it is, try and narrow the clubs down before you sort of try and narrow down the position. Narrow the league down, narrow the club down. Obviously, if it's Premier League, can't be United, so there's 19 clubs available. Then, for example, questions like top 10, now is it down to 9? If it's top 10, always try and work the league out first. Narrow the teams down, then try and get the positions. That's always the best way. Because I know we did, because I'm pretty sure, I know, Niall, you did league. Then you were down to 2 teams. And I will actually tell you, I couldn't remember who was actually 4th myself, actually, top. The league.
I had absolutely no idea it was in the top 4.
Oh, right.
Of,
So,
La Liga.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid are 4th as Sevilla.
Oh, Sevilla, yeah.
You get a mic like
Yeah,
that.
because Atletico have had them.
That's the StreamYard logo, mate. That's not a mic.
No, I think he means this thing here, Dal. I think he means that.
Oh, no. I've got no room for that. I don't have a setup like that.
No.
Couldn't afford a setup like that. My room is tiny.
Mate, this one expensive. This was an Amazon mic. I think this one cost 40 quid. And yeah. So it's not expensive, trust me. Yeah, it all came in one. I got like I think it's a beginner kit or something. It's like a all-in-one sort of kit. It's pretty damn decent, I thought. Yeah.
Thing is, half the time I'm not streaming up here. I'm streaming downstairs. At times I'd have to move everything out. A bit of a mess about anyway.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Just plug the mic in, and I plugged the mic in, and there you go. Very professional mic, that, mate. Mine's perfectly fine. If you don't like it, hard luck, I'm afraid. So there you go. But there you go. Well, I think you've done well, actually. I think that's been a decent show today. And yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there, actually. Don't forget, we're not back on next Monday because we'll be live for Manchester United versus Brentford. God help us. But we will be back with This Week in Football, all being well, on the 9th of May as we get into the final 2 weeks of the season, and at which time the EFL season will have finished. Best of luck to Plymouth, by the way, on Saturday, final game of the season against MK Dons, and also to Cambridge United, because League One finishes before us. Hopefully, Bow can get themselves into the top 6. Don't know if we will mind. Who knows? I'll be uploading the Mask versus Shildon vlog on sometime on Wednesday. I won't be doing the vlog for Bow versus Cardiff because I'm not going to have any time to upload on Thursday, and I'm also live on Thursday night for United Chelsea because I've got loads of appointments in different places, so that's going to be fun. So yeah, I won't be available on Thursday, but I'll be available on the night for the United Chelsea stream, so there won't be a vlog for Boa Cardiff. Depending on the Mask versus Shildon result, that Cardiff game could be my final Boa game of the season. Because if Mask win, I'll be going to the playoff final on Saturday. But if Mask lose against Shildon, hopefully they don't, then I'll be going to Boa versus Stoke. So we don't know. But I'll be back on Thursday night with the next live stream when Manchester United take on Chelsea. Tough game. Fingers crossed we can get ourselves 3 points and keep in the top 4 race. Also, best luck to Brighton as well. I think you've got Chelsea, haven't you, next? Which is a tough game. Let's have a look. You got Chelsea.
Yeah.
Hey?
We have Wolves next.
Oh, you got Wolves next. I thought you had Chelsea.
Yeah.
When do you have Chelsea? Let's have a look.
We've already played them.
Oh, no,
twice.
you got Wolves next. No,
Yeah.
you've got Wolves away.
Yeah, we've already done
Oh, and then
Chelsea.
you play United. Why did I
Yeah.
think you were playing against Chelsea? You were playing Chelsea.
Ah.
Oh, Everton. Oh, God. Right. Let's end it here before I mess up on anything else. Right. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Cheers out for joining as well. Drop us a like, guys, if you haven't already done so. We'll be back. I'll be back on Thursday with Manchester United versus Chelsea live watch along. Bye!
Bye.